Magandang araw sa atin lahat. Muli na naman nagbabalik ang inyong lingkod para i-discuss naman tong mga naging pahayag ni Congressman Martin Romualdez. Ayan. Sa tinagal-tagal ng panahon na kailangan namin marinig yung panig mo, ngayon ka lang nagsalita. Diyos ko, kung kailan na baon na ang iyong pangalan. Dapat nung umpisa mo palang ginawa yan para natulungan mo mamulat ang mga mata ng taong bayan, 'di ba? So, umpisa na natin tong ating pagtalakay sa naging speech ni Martin Luther Romualdez King. Ayan.
Araw sa inyong lahat. For a long time, I chose to remain silent. I did so out of respect for the legal process. I did so because I did not want to add more noise.
Ayan, so ayaw niya raw magdagdag ng ingay lang. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka magsasabi ng totoo? Ganun ba yon? Ang kailangan ng taong bayan, yung katotohanan. Hindi yung more noise lang. 'Di ba kasi kung totoong magsasabi ka ng totoo, dapat rekta na agad, 'di ba? Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. Ayan. So, umpisa na natin ulit to.
To an already divisive issue. I did so because I believed that if I cooperated fully, submitted myself to the proper authorities, and answered every question asked of me,
Teka, hindi ka nga sumasagot eh. 'Di ba? Ang tagal mo nga nagtago eh. Kayo-kayo lang ang nag-uusap eh. Sa taong bayan ka dapat sasagot, hindi lang sa kanila. Mali ba namin nagkukutsabahan kayo diyan, 'di ba?
truth would eventually speak for itself. But there comes a point when silence is no longer prudence.
Talagang ganun, 'di ba? Kailangan mo nga magsalita, dapat nung una mo pa lang ginawa mo na 'yan. 'Di ba? Kung kailan baon na yung pangalan mo, wala nang naniniwala sa iyo, saka ka magsasalita. 'Di ba? Kung kailangan ka ng taong bayan, hindi ka nagsasalita, magaling ka. Magaling ka. 'Di ba?
My silence has been abused and weaponized to build a narrative that is false.
Excuse me, kasalanan mo yan. Kasalanan mo yan, bakit hindi ka nagsalita? Hindi yan kasalanan ng taong bayan. Matagal na panahon kang inihintay na magsalita, laging binabanggit yung pangalan mo. Anong ginawa mo? Nagtago ka. Diba? Tapos sasabihin mo, yung pangalan mo ay wine-weaponize for political purposes only. For political agenda. Isang malaking katangahan at kalokohan yan. Congressman Martin Romualdez. Diba?
False, twisted, and unfair.
Kasi kasalanan mo nga eh. Tapos sasabihin mo twisted and unfair. Diba? Bakit hindi ka nagsalta nung una pa lang?
So let me be clear. I will not keep quiet anymore. I will face this head on, and I will speak with facts because the truth deserves to be heard.
Sus, marami ng katotohanan sa buhay ngayon. Maraming lumalabas na katotohanan ngayon. Kung kailan kailangan ka ng taong bayan, doon ka wala. Tapos sasabihin mo, magsasalita ka na. Dahil, ano mo kami mapapaniwalang mas totoo yung sinasabi mo kaysa sa kanila? 'Di ba? Dapat nung una pa lang sinabi mo na yan. 'Di ba? Dapat sinabi mo na yan nung una pa lang. Hindi kung kailan baon na yung pangalan mo, saka ka magsasalita na sasabihin mo kung ano yung katotohanan. Isang malaking katangahan niyang ginagawa mo, Congressman Martin Romualdez. Diyos ko.
Today, I'm taking this opportunity to speak directly to the Filipino people.
O sige nga, tignan natin kung sinong babanggitin mo.
From the start of this controversy, I have been cooperative. I personally appeared before the proper authorities. I voluntarily submitted my affidavit to the ICI.
ICI. Nag-resign nga lahat ng mga nilagay ni dyan eh. Kasi masyadong garapal nga yung ginawa nyo, 'di ba? Hindi nila kaya. Nakita nila kung sino-sino yung mga taong nandiyan dyan. Diba? Ano na ngayon yung ICI? Wala na, history na lang yon. Nasa alaala na lang yung ICI na yon. Pinagbabalaki mo, nag-submit ka sa ICI. Sino ba nagtatag ng ICI? Diba? Si Presidente Marcos. Diba?
I provided the information and documents asked of me. I did not hide. I did not run. I did not evade scrutiny. I faced it head on within the proper channel.
Hindi mo hinarap yan. Kasi nga, nanahimik ka di ba? Nagtago ka nga 'di ba? Hindi ka humarap sa taong bayan, hindi ka nagbigay ng pahayag para may pagtanggol mo yung sarili mo. Paano mo ngayon sasabihin, papatunayan sa taong bayan na nagsasabi ka ng totoo? Yun yung pinakamalaking problema ngayon. Problema mo, 'di ba?
Because I know there is no evidence that proves I committed plunder, conspiracy to commit
Paano magkakaroon ng evidence? Ayaw nilang imbitahan yung 18 Marines. Diba? Diba? Natatakot Kasi alam nila ang tungo ng mga ebidensya papunta sa'yo at sa Pangulo. Diba? Oh. Paano mapapatunayan? Oh. Ngayon si Saldico sasabihin nila nahuli na. Hindi naman pala. Pinaglololoko nyo kami. Diba? Hirap na yung taong bayan, naghihirap na ang mga mamamayang Pilipino. Ngayon, kung kailan nadiin ka na, saka ka-e-eksena. Diba?
plunder or any similar offense that the Ombudsman may be contemplating against me.
Sabi ni Pangulong Marcos, December, makakapagpakulong na siya ng mga sangkot sa flood control. Isang malaking kalokohan yun. Diba? Asa na yung mga napakulong niya? Yung mga witness, ayaw niyang paharapin sa Senado. Kasabwat pa yung si El Presidente. Si Pinky. Ngayon, hindi matuloy-tuloy yung Senate hearing dahil gusto nila pirmahan muna yung parang pre-trial ba yun ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Hindi nga pwedeng pirmahan. Ibig sabihin, pag pinirma mo, sumasang-ayon ka sa naging pag-iimbestiga ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Halos nga por pabor sa inyo yung witness. 'Di ba? Puro kayo ang kinakampihan, inaalis yung pangalan nyo. Paano naman matutuklasan ang katotohanan kung puro pabor lang sa inyo? Diba?
And because I have nothing to hide, I am today authorizing the immediate public release of the affidavit I submitted, together with all supporting information so that the Filipino people can judge for themselves who has been transparent and who is simply being politically targeted.
Dapat ikaw mismo mag-release niyan. Hindi mo iaasa sa iba, 'di ba? Hindi mo iaasa yan sa iba. Ikaw ang magre-release niyan. Kasi kailangan marinig yan sa'yo ng taong bayan. Hindi yung ibang tao, hindi yung sekretary mo, ikaw mismo.
Now let us address the most absurd accusation of all, that I am supposedly the mastermind of this corruption scheme. How can I be the mastermind? I was the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, but the House of Representatives is only one part of the branch of government, the legislature. The national budget is not conceived, executed, implemented, bidded out, supervised, and completed by one.
Hindi mo inaamin na ikaw, pero sinasabi mo na hindi lang kayo. Diba? Hindi lang house ang sinasabi mo. So, ang sinasabi mo na marami kayo. Sindikato talaga kayo diyan sa gobyerno. Kayo ang pinakamalaking sindikato. Diba? Hindi mo inaamin na ikaw ang leader pagnanakaw sa kabanyaman ng Pilipinas. Pero ang sinasabi mo, hindi lang ang House. So, meron pa kayong mga kasama. Diba?
one congressman or even by Congress alone, and certainly not by the Speaker of the House. I want to make this simple and clear. The national budget does not depend on just one person.
O, yun na. Pakinggan yung mabuti.
The budget does not begin in the House. It begins in the executive.
O, yan na. Executive branch and House.
The agencies and departments prepare their proposals. The executive
Ibig sabihin, wala lang, hindi lang sa kanila ang kapangyarihan. Oh. Kasi 'di ba, ang tinuturo, siya raw ang magnanakaw, mastermind. Oh. Siya ang magnanakaw, tinuturo rin ni Saldico, siya rin eh. So, ang sinasabi niya rito, hindi lang House, kundi nagmumula rin ang kapangyarihan sa executive branch, 'di ba, ng government.
consolidates them into the national.
Hindi niya inaamin na nagnakaw sila, pero ang sinasabi rito is, kasi ang bintang siya ang magnanakaw eh. Ang sinasabi niya rito, hindi lang kami. 'Di ba?
Expenditure program.
Hindi lang kami ang nag-manipulate, kumbaga nag-a-approve ng pera. Hindi lang kami ang involved sa pera ng gobyerno. 'Di ba? Ibig sabihin, kasama rin ang executive branch.
And that program is then submitted to Congress. From there, the House deliberates, but the House is not one person. And it is certainly
Ayan na. But the House is not a one person.
not the Speaker alone.
Not the Speaker alone. Ibig sabihin, may mga kasama siya. Diba? Hindi lang siya. Nandadami na siya. Kaso, ang problema rito, bakit ayaw mong banggitin ang mga pangalan? Yun ang kailangan marinig ng taong bayan. Diba? Magbanggit ka ng pangalan para makatulong ka sa investigasyon. Kinukubli mo pa rin eh. Oh, akala ko ba magsasabi ka ng katotohanan? Diba? At ayaw mong sabihin, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na lahat kayo dyan magnanakaw. Hindi pwede. Kailangan may specific ka. Kasi tandaan mo, hindi yan lahat bata ni Presidente. Hindi yan lahat bata mo. 'Di ba? Hindi yan lahat nakakatanggap sa inyo. 'Di ba? Yun ang katotohanan.
It is a collegial body made up of hundreds of members, multiple
Alam na namin yan. Alam namin kung paano yung proseso dyan. Alam namin yan, Mr. Speaker. Kung paano nyo dinideliberate yung mga budget para maipasa. Ang kailangan namin, kung sino yung mga sangkot sa nakawan sa gobyerno. Kasi sabi mo, hindi ka naman nanahimik eh. Sabi mo, magsasabi ka ng katotohanan. 'Di ba? Yun ang sinasabi mo. Pero nasan na? Yun ang hinihingi ng taong bayan. Sino yung mga alam mo na magnanakaw? Diba?
committees, vice chairs, and institutional processes. In fact, there are around 85 committees, each with its own jurisdiction, leadership, and
Alam na namin yan, Mr. Speaker. Na kailangan namin yung magnanakaw.
members. No speaker can personally control every committee, much less direct the actions of other branches or government agencies. And in the Appropriations Committee itself, there are already more than 100 members, with many vice chairs, and Representative Toby Tiangco, who has been very vocal and upfront on this issue over the past months, was himself a vice chair of the Appropriations Committee in the previous Congress. So I have to ask, if there were real concerns about irregularities in the budget process, why were these not formally raised during the deliberations?
Eh, paano nga magre-raise? Eh, puro tao nyo yan. Diba? Kung may problema dyan, hindi yan magsasalita. Eh, ikaw ang bastonero. Diba? Tao mo yung mga nandya dyan eh. Kapag ikaw nasa isang administrasyon at ikaw ang nilagay ng presidente, maglalagay ka ba ng kalaban mo? Diba? Hindi, syempre. lalagay mo kung sino yung mga bata mo dyan. Diba? Sino kikibo dyan, puro bata mo yan, lahat yan nagkakaroon. Diba? Yun ang kailangan namin malaman. Sino ang mga magnanakaw. Sabi mo kasi, magsasalita ka na, hindi ka na mananahimik. 'Di ba? Kasi sa'yo pinupukol lahat eh. Di magturo ka. 'Di ba? Yun ang kailangan ng taong bayan, magturo ka.
Or even during the plenary. The budget deliberation does not stop in the House. The Senate also conducts its own deliberations.
O yan na, nagsalita na sa Senate raw, meron. Sino kaya yun? Magsasalita kaya siya ng pangalan.
Reviews its own version and plays its own role in shaping the final budget, and it is not a bystander. It is an active constitutional participant in this process. After that, the House and the Senate reconcile their versions in the bicameral conference committee. Only then is the final bill transmitted to the President for approval or veto. So let us be honest about what becomes law. The national budget is not the act of one person or one chamber. It is a product of a constitutional chain involving the executive, the House, and the Senate.
So, tatlong branch yan, di ba? Senate, House, and Executive. So, sino-sino dun? Di ba? Sabi mo, magsasabi ka na ng katotohanan eh. Sino-sino ron yung mga magnanakaw?
This is something I want the public to understand. The budget process is collective, multi-layered, and shared.
Alam na namin yan, Mr. Speaker. Kailangan namin malaman yung mga magnanakaw nga ni.
Accountability must apply to everyone involved, not selectively assigned after the fact.
Paano hindi magiging selective? Sino ba nakaupo? 'Di ba? Siyempre, hindi naman lahat yan eh. Bata ni PBBM. Sabihin na natin ganun. Hindi yan lahat bata mo. Kung sino lang yung mga bata mo, yun ang involved. 'Di ba? Ako naman, wag mo namang gawin tanga ang taong bayan. Mr. Speaker, 'di ba? Wag mong gawing tanga ang mga Pilipino. Kasi kami, pinanonood lang namin kayo. 'Di ba?
And certainly not when it becomes politically useful. If corruption were to occur in a magnitude made known to us over the past months, then it's clear that the real corruption does not happen at the level of the general legislative approval alone. It happens at the level of execution of the General Appropriations Act. It happens when projects are implemented. It happens.
Kaya nga may flood control eh. 'Di ba? Kaya nga may flood control eh.
Where projects are actually implemented, where procurement is undertaken, where monetary disbursements are actually made. And it happens when substandard projects are passed off as legitimate or when ghost projects are made to appear real. That is why command responsibility is far more logically relevant in the executive branch, where there is actually supervision, operational control, and implementation on the ground, than in the collegial legislative body, where constitutional role is deliberation and appropriation. Congress does not build flood control projects. Congress does not conduct procurement. Congress does not inspect whether a project was actually completed. Congress does not certify whether the work done was substandard or not. So if the allegation is that there was a systemic corruption in flood control implementation, then the public should ask the obvious question: where does implementation actually happen? Definitely not in the session hall of the House of Representatives. Here's the simplest way to test that theory that I am the mastermind of this scheme. If I were truly involved in a fraudulent scheme of this nature, then the first place one would expect to see that pattern would be in my own district, in the projects most easily associated with me. You would have seen it in Tacloban, but I say this with absolute certainty. You won't see it in my district. My district has 0 ghost and 0 substandard flood control projects. 0. And that is verifiable. To prove this point, I'm authorizing my staff to share and release to the public the list of all the projects in my district that the authorities may deem attributable to me. Let the public scrutinize and verify for themselves. As I already mentioned, corruption of this scale is not a one-man operation. It requires 2 things: budget decisions and implementation on the ground.
O, 'di ba? Hindi lang raw sila. May kasama. Iniintay ko yung mga pangalan kung may babanggitin pa to eh.
With respect to how the budget was deliberated in Congress, let me say this categorically. I was not a part of the BICAM and the small committee budget deliberations. Yes, I was
Pero mga bata mo yung nandoon. Mr. Speaker, 'di ba? Mga bata mo yun. Diyos ko, pinaglalaroan mo yung isip ng mga tao eh.
updated on the general outcomes of the deliberations, but I had no visibility with regard to the specific details of the discussions, including particular amendments or insertions approved during these closed-door deliberations. Records would show that I did not participate in those meetings and I was not privy to what exactly transpired during the deliberations.
Pero nga, ikaw nga ang tinuturo na nagnakaw. Diba? Pati si PBBM. Kaso ang naging problema, hindi ka nagkikibo dyan, nanahimik ka. So ngayon, kahit na mag-release ka ng ganyang statement, may maniniwala pa kaya sa'yo. Diba? Wala na, syempre.
However, two people were instrumental in making those budget decisions: Chis Escudero and Zaldico.
Yun. Si Chis Escudero, hindi pwedeng dumirekta kay Saldico kasi siya ay Senate President. Si Chis, kayong dalawa nag-uusap dyan. Diba? Kaso nga hindi ka nagsasalita kaya hindi mo pwedeng ituro lang si Chis sa kasi si Saldico. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na si Saldico umuugnay directly kay Chis Escudero. Ikaw na nga ang sinasabi ni Saldico na sa'yo nagbibigay ng pera. Ang katapat naman ni Saldico sa Senate, si Grace po. 'Di ba?
And once the budget becomes law, the work of implementing flood control projects, or any project for that matter, is solely within the purview of the executive, including the DPWH.
So tinuturo mo na si Presidente Marcos. Executive branch na yan 'di ba?
Certainly not by legislators. I understand the anger of the public. The Filipino people have every right to be angry because stolen public funds are taxes derived from hard-earned money. I'm not asking the public to look away. I'm asking everyone to look where the evidence points, not where it is politically convenient.
Paano ngang mapupoint sa iyo yung evidence? Mga tao nyo nga yan Diba? Hindi kayo ang ituturo niya kasi bayad yan na malaki.
Or politically motivated. So I ask the Ombudsman and the public these questions. Who has been named in sworn testimonies and affidavits? Whose name actually appeared in credible accounts made under oath? If there are sworn accounts pointing to other personalities across the chain, whether in budget deliberations or in implementation.
Ang problema lang dito kay Ombudsman Remulla, kung sakaling ko-questionin at iimbestigahan niya to, matututukan kaya? Diba? Yung anak nga niya, diba? Sa marijuana ba yun or sa drugs? Asa na ngayon, nakakawala. Diba? Yun ang problema dyan. Kasi magkakakampi ang mga yan. Kaya isang malaking kalokohan. Kung papakulong ni Boying Remulla, nako. Kalokohan yun.
Then those leads must be pursued with the same seriousness and the same urgency. Accountability cannot be selective. For months, I chose silence because I believe in our legal system and in the rule of law. But my silence is now being exploited with politically engineered and fabricated narratives.
Kasi alam mo, kung gusto mong makatulong sa taong bayan para malaman ang korupsyon, magsasalita ka. Lalo na umpisa pa lang ikaw na tinuturo. Kung ako yan, personally, hindi pwedeng sila lang ang magtuturo na ako raw, ako ang fall guy. Hindi pwede yun. Diba? Oh, tinuturo ka, hindi ka kumibo. Ibig sabihin, guilty ka. Yun. Diba?
What's even more disturbing, and this is something that cannot be ignored, is that there are emerging indications that certain sectors are attempting to weaponize individuals, including Zaldico, to construct a narrative that serves their own interests.
Oh, bakit nyo pinahuhuli si Saldico? Diba? Oh, may death threat pa. Oh, pag umuwi rito, papatayin.
So when the legal processes is being used against me as a political demolition job, then I will have no choice but to defend myself. And I will defend myself fully. I will not allow myself to be turned into the scapegoat so that others who are actually accountable can walk away clean. If this is
Oh, hindi niya sinasabing hindi siya magtuturo. Hindi rin niya sinasabi kung sino yung ituturo niya. Pero hindi siya papayag na siya lang ang ang makukulong, 'di ba? Ang gulo na ito kausap, ayaw pa banggitin kung sino-sino eh. 'Di ba? Kaya ako sa kanya, paanghangin niya yung mga pinagsasabi niya para manginig yung mga tao sa likod niya eh. Diba?
a political play to push me out and close the story, tarnishing my name and my reputation, then I'm telling everyone now, I will not go quietly and I will not go alone. I will not be the fall guy for other people's corruption. I have been in public life long enough. I have seen enough. I have heard enough.
O edi, sabihin mo sa amin. Diba? You've seen enough. You heard enough. Diba? Sabihin mo na kasi sa taong bayan. Ang tagal-tagal mo na nahimik, nagsalita ka na, hindi ka pa nagsalita. Diba? Gets mo?
I know many things about this current administration and past administrations as well. And I say this carefully. If this matter is to be handled as a legal issue, then let it be handled legally, soberly, and according to evidence. But if certain people insist on waging this in the court of public opinion, then I will have no choice but to defend myself publicly as well. To the Ombudsman, I say this with full respect. If your office truly believes in justice, then follow the sworn statements, follow the records, and follow the evidence all the way.
Kaso nga, binabaon nyo nga yung records eh. Kung good faith talaga kayo, 'di ba? Dapat lahat ng mga nagsasalita na gustong maging witness, katulad ng 18 Marines, pinagbibigyan nyo magsalita sa Senado. 'Di ba? Yung mga bata nyo kasi hinaharang eh, kaya talagang madidiin yung pangalan nyo. 'Di ba?
Do not stop where it is politically convenient. Do not settle for the easiest headline. Do not confuse public pressure with prosecutorial duty. What I ask of the Office of the Ombudsman is simple. Follow the rule of law and due process. This is a serious matter and it should be handled with seriousness, not with haste, theatrics, or shortcuts. I'm ready and willing to respond to every allegation in the proper forum, through the proper pleadings, motions, and submissions that the law allows. And to those who think they can throw me under the bus to save themselves, this is what I have to say to you. I am ready to defend my name. My silence should not be mistaken for weakness, ignorance, or fear. I know enough to defend myself, and if I am forced to do so in public, I will. Maraming salamat po.
Yun, no? Wala siyang binanggit kahit isa. Tagal mo na nahihimik, sana na nahihimik ka na lang ulit. Maraming salamat nga pala sa lahat ng tumutok nitong ating ginawang maliit na diskusyon, 'di ba? Sa naging pahayag ni former Speaker House, Martin Romualdez. So wag niyo nga po palang kalimutan mag-subscribe, like, and share, and please click the notification bell button para palagi kayong updated sa lahat ng ating uploads. So magkita-kita tayo sa susunod. Hanggang dito na lang. Bye-bye.